Hey, what's up, you guys? Devin here, Reacts. Welcome to my live video. I was gonna do a random topics video, but I chose not to because this time I want to reflect on my childhood. Something that I've always enjoyed, but I never played it enough. But so we're gonna be talking about games that I played from my childhood. So that's what the topic is. If you're new to this channel, subscribe, comments down below. Let's get some likes, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram as well. So with that being said, hold up, I forgot my glasses. I look funny without it. I look more like my father without my glasses. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. All right, okay, so all right, guys. So so I remember when I was a kid, I remember getting my first Sega Genesis a long time ago. And I believe it was like around 1996. Yeah, I think it was in 1996 when I got my first Sega Genesis. And I played the heck out of this game because I remember I used to live around Brandywine Street, and I remember going in the middle of the room and playing a game with my sister, and I used to go crazy every time I played a game. And the first game I played was this, mainly with the Power Rangers for the Sega Genesis, and I remember being at the game because it was just easy. And I remember my cousins from New York, they were playing the game with me. I was just having like a good childhood when it comes to the Sega Genesis ports. But however, I only played with the 3-button controller because when I was playing Street Fighter 2 Special Champion Edition, I did not really, learn how to do some special moves and such. So what I did was I think I remember I don't remember beating the game fighting in Bison, but all I know is that the game was very hard. I remember crying when I lost to E Honda. My dad used to hit the TV for hitting a character for not allowing me to win a fight. So that was pretty funny. What I'm saying, I was just a baby back then. I didn't know any better though, but I didn't know anything about fighting games. Excuse me. I almost cursed on my channel. So Street Fighter 2 Special Champion Edition was my favorite fighting game from my childhood. I don't know how to play. Well, back then I didn't know how to play, that game very well. But years later, when I I was around in my teenage years, and when I first played the Street Fighter 2 Hyper Fighting on a 360. The only problem is you have to pay for all that in order to get the whole game. So it was just a demo, and I was mad. Why this game is just a demo? Like, I wanted to play a full game. Like, I haven't played Street Fighter 2 in years. I mean, I was okay with playing Street Fighter 4 at the time, but I wanted to play Street Fighter 2 because only characters I was able to play as Ryu and Guile. But I was never able to unlock the full game on arcade mode. You gotta play. You know what I'm saying? I had to get the the Xbox memory unit on the 360. Like, I was trying everything to unlock the Street Fighter 2 full game. Like, I did not know what to do. So I said, forget it. So I asked myself, why not buy a Sega Genesis so you can relive your childhood memories? And I did. But when I got the Sega Genesis around 2011, I did not, buy some fighting games for it. Only games that I still had were the Sonic, Mortal Kombat 2, Road Rash, some sports games, but I did not have the fighting games for it. So when I got the fighting games for the Sega Genesis, all I got was MMPR, which is Power Rangers, and Eternal Champions. So I played this first because I wanted to relive my childhood memories just to see if I knew how to play this game or not, and I did. It brought me back to my childhood when I was a kid. I used to play this game like a mug because I love Power Rangers. First of all, it's been a childhood memory of my life. So this marks the 25th anniversary. So yeah, I was able to pull off some moves. You know, basically, it was easy. The game is easy. I mean, I basically had to use the 3-button controller and the 6-button controller. The 6-button controller is basically the easiest, the best part. But the thing is that I was able to pull off some special moves, but I couldn't do the well, the problem with the problem with this game for me is that they basically only have a 2-button matchup, and it's just, oh man. I mean, if it was like a real legit fighting game, they would have had all buttons, and you could just pull off some special moves like Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat. But all I know is that this game was my favorite, even though it's bad to some fans out there. But to me, if you don't know how to play it, there's something wrong with you. Mortal Kombat 2. Now, even though this cartridges have some bad, the sticker is coming off, but this game alone was my favorite growing up. I think Liu Kang is one of my favorite characters in Mortal Kombat 2. His fighting style is unique. His bicycle kick is amazing by holding the start button when your opponent throws their energy at you, and you just instantly hit. Well, they throw something at you, and then they punch you, and then you just hit your bicycle kick with their knees, and then you do your little combos. But the one thing I still do not know how to do is the finishing part when it comes to the fatalities off the stage. The pit stage and the other stages as well when it comes to the spikes. I still don't know how to do the stage fatalities, but if I could somehow learn it one day, then I'll probably do a let's play of Mortal Kombat 2 featuring Liu Kang, because I played this game every single day at night, because Liu Kang is one of my favorite characters of all time in this version. Well, Mortal Kombat 2. I just love the character. Around 2014, when I got the Super Street Fighter 2 and the Mortal Kombat 1, this game is good to me in my opinion, because the only problem is that when you play it on easy mode, very easy mode, the characters are cheap. Especially when you're playing with Scorpion. Scorpion is one of my all-time favorite characters in this verse, because you can spam the heck out of the spear, and then you got an uppercut. But there's other things you can do, like the roundhouse kick, the speed punch, and the uppercut. But one of my favorite fatalities is the Toasty. The Toasty is one of my favorites. So Scorpion is my all-to-go favorite character in Mortal Kombat 1. I highly recommend this to MK fans out there. If you have a Sega Genesis, go pick this copy up. You're going to enjoy playing this, especially when you're playing with the Scorpion. He's my all-time favorite. The worst of the bunch. This faggot game. Batman Forever is one of my worst. I was about to say favorite, but it's one of the worst games I've ever played because one, I don't know what to do with this game. I really don't. Because one, I basically do not know what to do other than, I managed to beat the first level, but everything else was just stupid. You basically had to trying to work your way up to the through the hole and through the elevator levels. Like, I honestly don't know what to do with this. This game is trash. This game sucked. I only wanted this game because I was just curious just to see how good this game is. But I was definitely wrong about this. It's trash. It's garbage. Do not play this trash at all. So, I played this game in 2011. So, what to do? Now, the game that I cannot stop playing is Road Rash. This game is my favorite. Now, I heard that it has like five, 6 levels. But the thing is, with me, I only beat the first level. So level 2, I cannot do it because all the other racers were faster than me. So my bike was basically slow because I did not upgrade my bike enough. So I still don't know how to do it. So overall, the music in this game is memorable. It's one of the most memorable music and the most memorable soundtracks I can never forget, in my opinion. It's one of my all-time favorites. I love this game when it comes to the music, but the sound effects is garbage. But the music overall is phenomenal. So, now, as for this game, Super Street Fighter 2 on the Sega Genesis, I played this game, 2014. I was about to say 24 years ago. What am I talking about? I don't have the Special Champion Edition. I played that version when I was a kid. It's still one of my favorites of all time. I love the music. But despite the sound effects, the music in that version is good. And the gameplay is phenomenal. Plays just like the arcade. And so is this version. I remember playing this game when I was around 23. Because, number one, this game is good, but it has its flaws. So many flaws about this version is... Number one, every time you jump, when it comes to fighting Ryu and Sagat, they jump when you jump. You can't even hit your special moves. You basically have to figure out different strategies of how to beat your opponent. So, I don't know what's worse. The characters or the AI. The AI in this version is absolutely trash. And I can tell you this. As a fan of fighting games, this version is so and so. I'm basically 50-50 on this game because the characters are cheap, like DJ Chun-Li. Especially the chargeable characters like Vega, Blanca. Zangief is the worst character. And DJ. T-Hawk. But the characters I like fighting with, I like fighting Cammy, Fei Long, and as well as other Street Fighter 2 veterans like E Honda. But Dhalsim sucks. He sucked as a fighter to fight against. Like, his stretching powers are just so freaking annoying. Seriously. Who wants to fight against a bony fighter from India who not only uses his stretching power but uses his fireballs to... Like, it's hard to get a perfect out of this game, but every time I play it, I just don't want to give up. But in the end, my all-time favorite character to play with is Ken. His hurricane kicks are faster. His dragon uppercuts are... It does plenty of damage to all the other opponents, especially when you use your jumping kick, roundhouse kick, while doing a combination of combos. But overall, Ken is my go-to favorite character in this game as well. So I don't know how to beat the first game of this Sonic 1. I remember playing this game when I was a kid. I've got to the second level, but the problem is I don't know how to beat the game because there's so many things are in the way, like the spikes and the bosses. It's just so, it's hard. But this game is a classic, so what can I say? I beat this game one time, WWF WrestleMania, the arcade game. Now, Undertaker is my favorite wrestler of all time, so I will always play with him. But my God, the wrestlers and the AI is so bad. I almost didn't want to play this game at all. But I remember playing this game when I was visiting in South Carolina, and I remember going to my cousin's house, and Latoya, when she was staying with me at the time, I remember playing this game, and I didn't beat it, but I saw the box, and I was like, okay. A few years later, I was able to beat it with the Undertaker, but I still don't know how to pull off the special moves. So, wow. So, fighting games that I played, not with the not with the 3-button controller, but with this 6-button controller. Even though it's small, it still allows you to have a better grip on your favorite characters when it comes to pulling off special moves and such. So I highly recommend use this 6-button controller when it comes to playing Power Rangers, Street Fighter, and Mortal Kombat. So these are some of the games that I played from my childhood, and some of the games that I recently played 4 years ago. So yeah, hopefully you all enjoyed this live stream. Subscribe, comment down below. Like I said, let's get some likes. If you're new, subscribe. See you later.